Hello dear children, welcome to the class. Today we are going to start a new chapter and learn that how market equilibrium is established under perfect competition, how price is being fixed by the interaction between forces of demand and supply, and then we'll also see that what is going to be the effect of shift in demand and supply on market equilibrium. Let's understand the meaning of market equilibrium. See, market equilibrium is defined as a state of market when demand for a commodity is equal to its supply, corresponding to a particular price. That is, it occurs when the demand of a particular commodity is equal to its supply. Then we are going to establish market equilibrium, and on that market equilibrium we are going to have an equilibrium price. Now what is the equilibrium price? It's a price which clears the market as market demand is exactly equal to the market supply. क्योंकि बेटा market equilibrium price जो है वो प्राइस है जिस प्राइस के ऊपर आपकी मार्केट डिमांड मार्केट सप्लाई के बिल्कुल इक्वल है. तो अगर मार्केट डिमांड मार्केट सप्लाई के बिल्कुल इक्वल है तो देयर इज नो एक्सेस डिमांड, नो डेफिसिट डिमांड. बिल्कुल अगर डिमांड और सप्लाई इक्वल है यानी कि जितना सप्लाई हो रहा है मार्केट में उतनी की ही डिमांड है, फाइन. एंड at this is the price at which the buyers are ready to buy all the goods which are supplied in the market. Therefore, equilibrium quantity, it's a quantity that leaves no excess demand or excess supply in the market, because supply, market supply is equal to market demand. यानी कि प्रोड्यूसर्स मार्केट में जितना सप्लाई कर रहे हैं उतनी ही डिमांड है, उतनी ही क्वांटिटी की डिमांड है. तो मार्केट में ना ही कोई एक्सेस डिमांड है और ना ही एक्सेस सप्लाई है. Determination of market equilibrium under perfect competition, ये अभी हमने लास्ट स्लाइड में ही डिस्कस किया बेटा कि मार्केट इक्विलिब्रियम स्टैब्लिश होता है जब मार्केट फोर्सेस ऑफ डिमांड एंड सप्लाई दे इंटरैक्ट विद ईच अदर. इंटरैक्ट विद ईच अदर मींस मार्केट डिमांड इज गोइंग टू इंटरसेक्ट मार्केट सप्लाई. जिस पॉइंट पे वो इंटरसेक्ट करेगा हम कहेंगे वो मार्केट इक्विलिब्रियम है. सो मार्केट इक्विलिब्रियम इज स्टक when at the prevailing price in the market quantity demanded is equal to quantity supplied. There is no excess demand or excess supply in the market. Now see beta, this is the schedule, fine, where we are showing quantity supplied of commodity X at different prices and quantity demanded of commodity X at different prices. Now see, at price 5, at rupee 5, the quantity supplied of commodity X is your 50 dozen, whereas quantity demanded of commodity X is 10 dozen only. See, तो इसके अंदर क्या है बेटा, आप देखो 50 डजन क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड है और 10 डजन क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड है. सप्लाई ज्यादा है, डिमांड कम है. सो दिस इज अ सिचुएशन ऑफ एक्सेस डिमांड. फाइन. नाउ लेट्स सी द नेक्स्ट प्राइस. नेक्स्ट प्राइस इज rupee 4 per dozen, and here the quantity supplied of commodity X is 40 dozen and quantity demanded of commodity X per dozen is 20. Again, quantity supplied is greater than the quantity demanded and this is a situation of excess supply. ठीक है, सप्लाई ज्यादा है, अभी भी डिमांड कम है. Then at price 3, the quantity supplied of commodity X is 30 and same is the quantity demanded of commodity X. So this is a situation of market equilibrium where quantity supplied, market supply is equal to your market demand. At price 2, quantity supplied of commodity X is 20, whereas quantity demanded of commodity Y is 40. Now see, supply at price 2, market supply is 20, whereas demand for a commodity is 40. So demand ज़्यादा है, supply कम है. So this is a situation of excess demand. Similarly, at price 1, quantity demand supplied of commodity X is 10, which is less than the quantity demanded of commodity X, which is 50. So again, this is also a situation of excess demand. तो बेटा हमारा मार्केट इक्विलिब्रियम कहाँ establish हो गया? At price 3, where quantity supplied is equal to quantity demanded 30. So 3 is the equilibrium price. 3 is the equilibrium price and 30 is the equilibrium quantity. Now, when we plot this schedule into graph, you can see that this DD is going to represent the market demand and SS is going to represent the market supply. They are market demand and market supply is interacting, fine, and they are meeting at point E. So E is the equilibrium where 3 is equilibrium price and 30 dozen is the equilibrium quantity demanded and supplied. Fine. Now, at price 5, this is the situation of, you can see at price 5, supply is greater than the demand. Quantity supplied is if I'll say SB, but demand is just SA. So there is an excess supply of AB. Fine, there is an excess supply. ये देखिए AB is the excess supply क्योंकि supply ज़्यादा है और demand कम है. At price 2, now see at price 2, this is a situation of excess demand as quantity demanded is, you can see 40, fine, and quantity supplied is 20. So this is a situation of CD, it is excess demand, fine, and equilibrium is stuck at point E. Equilibrium price is ₹3 and equilibrium quantity is 30 dozen. I hope that this is clear to everyone. Let's proceed further. Basic assumption of market equilibrium under perfect competition is that price and quantity supplied are positively related so that supply curve of a commodity slopes upward from left to right. बेटा supply हमेशा, एक producer हमेशा ज्यादा क्वांटिटी सप्लाई करेगा जब उसकी प्राइस इंक्रीज होगी. तभी हम क्या कहते हैं, अगर हम प्रोड्यूसर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बात करेंगे तो प्राइस एंड क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड आर पॉजिटिवली रिलेटेड. पॉजिटिवली रिलेटेड का मतलब कि अगर प्राइस इंक्रीज होगी तो प्रोड्यूसर वुड लाइक टू सप्लाई मोर क्वांटिटी, फाइन, वेयर एज प्राइस एंड क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड आर नेगेटिवली रिलेटेड or that demand curve of a commodity slopes downward from left to right. और अगर हम कंज्यूमर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बात करेंगे तो प्राइस और क्वांटिटी डिमांडेड नेगेटिवली रिलेटेड होते हैं क्योंकि जब प्राइस राइज होती है तो कंज्यूमर विल डिमांड लेस ऑफ पर्टिकुलर कमोडिटी and the forces of demand and supply operate freely. Forces of supply and demand operate freely without any government intervention. गवर्नमेंट की कोई इंटरवेंशन नहीं होती. फोर्सेस ऑफ डिमांड एंड सप्लाई, दे ऑपरेट फ्रीली in order to establish market equilibrium. Now, a 1 mark question can be asked, then what is price mechanism? Price mechanism क्या होता है? The decision of a consumer in a market are expressed through market demand schedule. जो कंज्यूमर है वो किस प्राइस पे कितनी क्वांटिटी बाय करना चाहता है, ये हमें मार्केट डिमांड स्केड्यूल से पता चल जाता है. एंड मार्केट डिमांड कर्व एंड द डिसीजन ऑफ अ प्रोड्यूसर are expressed through market supply schedule and market supply curve. प्रोड्यूसर क्या क्या डिसीजन होता है, कितने प्राइस पे वो कितनी क्वांटिटी सप्लाई करना चाहता है, that is being expressed through your market supply curve. The decision of consumer and producers are coordinated by the interaction of market demand and market supply, and this is known as price mechanism. Again, I am repeating, the decision of consumers and producers are coordinated by interaction of market demand एंड मार्केट सप्लाई. यानी कि जहां पे मार्केट डिमांड और मार्केट सप्लाई इंटरैक्ट करती है, इंटरसेक्ट करती है, उसको हम प्राइस मैकेनिज्म कहते हैं. दिस इज हाउ अ प्राइस ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर कमोडिटी इज बीइंग फिक्स्ड इन परफेक्ट कंपटीशन. Now we are going to learn about the chain effect of shift in demand. Fine. Shift in demand refers to increase in demand or decrease in demand. It occurs owing to change in determinants of demand other than own price of a commodity. अगर बेटा हम recall करें demand chapter, तो we have learned that a shift in demand is going to take place whenever there is a change in the determinants other than own price of the commodity. Now see, this is my y-axis, origin, this is my x-axis. On y-axis we show prices, on x-axis we show quantity. Fine. And this is my demand curve. Now, if price is going to remain constant, see at price, let's say OP, at price OP, OQ is the quantity demanded. At price OP, OQ is the quantity demanded. Now we say that price is going to remain constant. Let us say that the income of the consumer rises. Now if the income of the consumer rises, even if the price is going to remain constant, consumer are going to buy more of a normal good. So the quantity demanded will increase from OQ to OQ1 at price P, and the demand curve will shift rightward. The demand curve will shift rightward from DD to D1, D1. Fine. On the other hand, if the demand is going to decrease, fine. This is represented, increase in demand is represented by a rightward shift, whereas decrease in demand, agar demand decrease hoti hai, that means less of a commodity is being demanded. OQ2 is being demanded at price OP. Fine. At price OP, less of a commodity is being demanded. OQ2 is the quantity demanded, and your demand curve is going to shift from DD to D2, D2. So D2, D2, it's a leftward shift in demand, showing in the demand curve, showing decrease in demand. So a rightward shift is representing increase in demand, and a leftward shift is representing decrease in demand. Now let's learn the chain effect of increase in demand. Please understand these steps very carefully. We have to explain these steps in the following manner. Now see, this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. On y-axis we show price and on x-axis we represent quantity demanded and supplied. Fine. Now this is my demand curve, DD, negatively sloped, because as the price is going to rise, demand falls. And this is my supply curve, positively sloped, SS, fine, because the producer is willing to supply more when the price increases. That is why supply curve is positively sloped. And your equilibrium is established at point E, and at point E, OP is the equilibrium price and OQ is your equilibrium quantity demanded and supplied. Fine. Now let's learn that what is the chain effect of increase in demand. हमने अभी पढ़ा increase in demand हम कब कहते हैं कि जब price commodity की same रहती है and the demand increases because of increase in other factors other than the own price. Let's say income consumer की increase हुई थी तो आपकी demand increase हो गई and this is represented by rightward shift in demand curve. So price remains the same. Price is OP. Quantity demanded is going to be, let's say, OQ1, whereas supply remains same. Quantity supplied is OQ. Quantity demanded is OQ1, quantity supplied is OQ. So this is a situation of EF. This is a situation of excess demand. Supply demand ज़्यादा है supply से. So this is a situation of excess demand. अब बेटा जब excess demand होगी तो इसका effect क्या होगा? Demand ज़्यादा है, supply कम है. So the price of a commodity will rise. So price of the commodity, price will rise from OP to, let's say, OP1. तो price मेरी rise हो जाएगी to OP1. ठीक है, price मेरे excess demand का क्या result हुआ कि price rise from OP to OP1. अब बेटा जब price increase होगी, fine, तो producers क्या करेंगे? Producers will say, okay, price increase हो गई है, we are ready to supply more, and then the supply will expand from E to point O. Fine, there it will result into expansion of supply. So when price will rise, it will result in expansion of supply by the producers from point E to O. अब हमने क्यों इसको expansion बोला है बेटा? क्योंकि the quantity supplied is increasing because there is a change in own price of the commodity. यानी कि प्राइस में चेंज की वजह से, प्राइस में राइज की वजह से क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड इंक्रीज होती है, इसलिए हम इसको एक्सपेंशन ऑफ सप्लाई कहते हैं. अब अगर प्राइस इंक्रीज होगी बेटा तो डिमांड पे क्या इफेक्ट पड़ेगा? Obviously demand will contract. So if there is a increase in price of a commodity, the demand will contract, and this change is taking place because there is a change in own price of a commodity. Price क्योंकि increase हो गई है, तो demand will contract on this demand curve D1 from point F to point O. So it will result into contraction of demand from F to O. So my new equilibrium is established at point O. New equilibrium is established at point O. And what is going to be the new equilibrium price? OP1 is new equilibrium price. OP1 is my new equilibrium price. And at this equilibrium price, what is the equilibrium quantity? Equilibrium quantity demanded and supplied would be OQ2. So new equilibrium quantity will be OQ2, and this is how a new equilibrium is established, because of the chain effect of increase in demand. I hope that this chain effect of increase in demand is clear to everyone, and this is how you write the explanation also in your answers. And this is how you have to write the explanation of the chain effect of increase in demand. It's just the similar explanation with a slight change in the notations which we have used to represent different points. Like अभी हमने बोर्ड पे जब explain किया था तो जो new equilibrium establish किया था उसको O से denote किया था, but here in the slide it's written K. Fine. So, but the explanation is the same. You can go through this explanation on your own, and that is going to help you in writing or framing your answers. Let's move to the next topic, that is chain effect of decrease in demand. Now see, chain effect of decrease in demand, it's just the similar explanation. देखिए बेटा, आपका जब E was your original equilibrium where your demand D1 is intersecting with the market supply SS, and E is the initial point of equilibrium. Now there is decrease in demand. Now when there is decrease in demand, the demand curve is going to shift leftward from D1 to D2. Fine. And this is going to result into, now demand has decreased, supply remaining constant at price OP1. Now see, EF is representing excess supply. Fine. EF is representing excess supply. Supply ज़्यादा है और आपकी demand कम है. So this is representing excess supply. और excess supply से क्या होगा बेटा? Supply अगर ज़्यादा हो गई है तो आपकी price fall हो जाएगी. Market price will fall. It leads to a fall in price from OP1 to OP2, and price will fall to from OP1 to OP2. अब price fall हो गई है और excess supply है तो क्या होगा? जब price fall होगी तो consumers will say that price is falling, so the demand will expand. A fall in price is going to result into expansion or extension of demand on this demand curve D2 from point F to point K, and it will result into contraction of supply. अगर price fall होगी तो producers क्या कहेंगे कि हम अपनी supply को decrease करेंगे, and that is result into contraction of supply from point E to point K, and new equilibrium is established at point K, where new equilibrium price will be OP2, and at OP2 new equilibrium quantity demanded and supplied will be OQ2. So the net effect of decrease in demand is decrease in equilibrium price. आप देखो equilibrium price fall हो गई, and decrease in your equilibrium quantity too. Equilibrium quantity भी decrease हो जाएगी और equilibrium price भी decrease हो जाएगी अगर आपकी जो demand है that gets decreased. I hope that the explanation of chain effect of decrease in demand is clear to everyone. That's all for today from my side. In the next class, we'll be learning the chain effect of increase or decrease in supply and many more other cases. Hope you have enjoyed the learning today. Thank you very much.